Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first ever DTools Cloud After Dark webinar. I hope everyone can hear me. If not, please leave a message in chat. Now, before we get started, I just want to thank all of you for being DTools customers, and we're so happy and we appreciate all of the awesome feedback that you've given us over time. I'm going to go over a brief PowerPoint before we dive in, but today's agenda is a high-level overview of my favorite pre-sales features and then a live Q&A at the very end, so have your questions ready. We do have a mixed audience this evening. I do know that we do have some power users in here, so bear with me. If some of this content is a recap for you, we can definitely talk about more advanced features at the end. All right. Introductions are in order. My name is Leanne, and I am a Customer Success Manager here at DTools, and I'll be presenting today. Andre is also a Customer Success Manager. Our role is to help guide you guys successfully to implement the software. We also execute trainings and coach you on best practices. Megan is your DTools Cloud Account Manager, and she's here to help maximize your use of the software, grow your business, and add services. And Andre and Megan will be answering your questions via chat as I present. All right, so what's sexy about settings, right? There's so much value here. Today we're gonna cover our company profile, and that's where you're gonna put your testimonials, your awards, and case studies that we're gonna pull into your proposal templates. We're also gonna talk about adding labor and accessories at the category level, which is an absolute banger, and talk about our Avalara tax integration a bit. All right. We'll look at one of my proposals together. If you aren't already, we want you to build your brand value by giving your clients a sales presentation, a taste of what it means to work with you. And again, this is where you're going to pull in those testimonials, case studies, and awards from your settings. And then with our new options and alternates features, your clients can engage with that document, and it'll allow them to quickly choose what they want and accept and sign the proposal. So what we're really trying to do here is speed up your quoting process, make it easy for your clients to say yes, and make your process more repeatable. As most of you know, our product library is a game changer because it reduces the time that you spend researching product info, updating pricing, and then managing that data. And so some of our latest partner pricing includes Prolux, Storm Audio, JTech Digital, HD Anywhere, and Bluestream. And always make sure to provide feedback, log these supplier and brand requests, and also vote on anything that's existing. All right, I'm also going to sprinkle in my favorite tips and tricks and shortcuts to help save time when quoting. And last but certainly not least, I'll give you guys a sneak peek into what we have coming next with our service management suite. It's going to be super easy to use and highly efficient from what I've seen. And we want you to sell and manage your service plans with your proposals. The goal here is to increase the likelihood of your customers signing service agreements and just getting this monthly recurring revenue. We want these customers for life, right? Of course, we'll have a mobile view for your technicians to manage their service call tasks and start to upsell by collecting payments in the field. All right, and let's jump right into the software. Cool. So we're going to jump straight into our settings and our company profile. So here's where your company details and addresses live. You're going to add your social media here, professional licenses, customer testimonials, awards, and case studies. And the nice thing about this is that your users can turn these on and off in proposals, of course, if they have the permissions to do so. And then categories, one of my favorite features. So let's go to our display devices. So we're always going to give you guys that installation labor type tied to your product. But in case you wanted to add a programming labor type too, you can actually tack on more labor types here across all of your categories versus doing it inside of the quote and clicking on the product and doing it one by one. It's just going to save you guys a lot of time. And I can also add accessories at a category level. So if I come to, let's do my outdoor TVs, going to edit this. And let's just edit this rule. And so every time that I pull in an outdoor TV, let's say I want to add a mount. I'm going to add this recommended item. So now every time that I pull in an outdoor TV, it's going to recommend that I add this accessory so I don't forget. And again, super cool feature because it's doing it across all categories, whichever categories you tie it to, and you don't have to do it individually in the quote. And then we have taxes. So this is more so for early adopters and newer customers. We have the ability to automatically set taxes based on the site or billing address. And so this is going to help when you're creating those new opportunities. That way you don't have to be manually adding taxes or updating it whenever things change. So if you didn't know, now you know. All right, so let's jump out of our settings and into our opportunities. I'm going to jump into my cabin upgrade, and I've landed in my opportunity details. So when I hover over my quote, I get this more option here. And I can copy this quote to a new opportunity, again, saving a lot of time. So if I'm pulling in the same or creating the same locations, systems, or phases and pulling in the same equipment, I can just copy this quote to a new opportunity and then make the revisions there. All right, and let's jump into my quote and into design. Another hidden gem, there's a more option here where I can turn on my client mode. And this is going to hide sensitive pricing like your costs and profits. So you can start building the quote in front of your customer. So you're doing your site walkthrough, you're on your tablet, and you want to just start searching from the DTools library or your catalog, go ahead and just put that in client mode. And another cool feature that I enjoy are allowances. So if I click on this new item text here in green, I can create an allowance. Now, I use these as budgetary items. So let's just say I'm meeting with my customer and I'll pull in something that I've already created. I'm going to pull in a camera. And I don't know what brand yet I want to pull in. So I'm going to just pull in a generic camera. And once I get back to the office, I'll click on this item, use this replace feature. That's awesome. And replace this camera with a Luma surveillance camera. And replace. So again, super great budgetary tool. Give your customers a number, come back to the office, and then make your adjustments. All right, another hack. I do notice that when I'm doing my training, sometimes when you want to change the location of a product, you'll select the product, either copy it to a new location or update it here under group. Now there's a million ways to skin a cat. You don't have to do it this way. I prefer to just drag and drop these items into different locations. So now I can see that that bundle is in bedroom 1. Let's pull that back into my entertainment room. And while I'm here, I've added these items into multiple locations. So if you keep on using the same items repeatedly, go ahead and create a package. So you can do that in the catalog, or again, by clicking on this new item text here in green. But my favorite way to create a package is by holding down your control button on your keyboard and then selecting multiple items. And voila, I can create a new package just like that. And continue to bring them into different locations. All right, so back in our entertainment room, I now have an optional item. Super excited about this. It's super easy to do. Just click this toggle to make it optional. And then we also have alternates, of course. Now, options and alternates are different. With an alternate item, we do have to have a recommended item. So if I edit my alternate item here, this 75-inch TV is my recommended item, and these are the other two options that I want my client to choose from. And we can also add packages to our alternate sets today too. And this is brand new as well. And I can break out this package, and now my client can choose what they like to add to their proposal. All right, I'll go ahead and just save that. Cool, cool. And just to backtrack, the optional item is not going to feed into your summary total until they actually apply it. And I'll show you what that looks like. So let's jump into the proposal. So we're in preview mode here. Here's my sample proposal template. I've added my portfolio. This is where I've pulled in my social media. I have a company profile and services section here and my testimonials. So now I want to go ahead and add a section, show you how this works. I want to add my awards from my company profile. And I'm going to turn these awards on here. And I don't need the section title and outline. So adding sections, super easy to do. We have that green text here, and you can also just click on this plus sign after hovering over these sections. So we've added those sections to our proposal. And now I want to share it with my client. So let's save the trees and share it electronically. To the left, we have expiration dates and reminders. And this is really great because you don't want customers to sit on proposals. It's easy for them to change their minds and also start to compare quotes with competitors. And then pricing also does change over time. So if you want to set your expiration date to the 23rd, select my date. And I'm going to remind them 7 days before expiration and then the day before too. All right, and then you just click send. Nice and easy. So then once we share that proposal, I'm viewing this as a customer. Here's the finished product. I can drill into my case studies in my portfolio, take a look at some text here, some descriptions, more images of my conference rooms, testimonials and awards. And let's look at my locations. Here I have those alternates, and I can select what I want to add to this quote. So let's just say I want to go with this Samsung TV. My quote has now been updated. And do I want to add my Leon speakers? Sure, why not? And now I can see that this has been applied to my proposal template. And I'm going to accept and sign. So we really just want to stop all the back and forth and all of the revisions, give them their options, and let them interact with the multimedia proposal. All right. And that pretty much wraps up my favorite pre-sales features. So let's jump into what's coming next, which is service. All right, so keep in mind, guys, these are prototypes, so things are subject to change. But we're really excited about this. I know you guys are too. So now we're looking at our service management dashboard. I can see my service contracts that are pending, what's current, what's expiring, my renewal rates, and my attachment rates. And your attachment rate is basically the percentage of proposals that you have plans attached to, and all of my open service calls. Now, before we schedule a service call together, I do want to take a look at these contracts. So here are all my clients that have service contracts, and I can filter by what's current, pending, past due, etc. but let's quote a service plan. So now we're in our quote, right? For demonstration purposes, I've already created 3 different plans. I'm gonna offer John the basic and concierge plans. Let's take a look at the basic one. Here I have my description, my fixed and dynamic pricing, my contract lengths and billing frequencies, and I can identify what I want my coverage to include. So if I know that I'm going to be doing service calls after hours or on holidays, it's definitely going to be an additional $30 a month. And you'll be able to customize what your coverage includes also. All right, let's give you guys a minute to digest this. Cool. So let's preview the proposal the same way we would today. So these are the plans that I'm offering. Once the customer clicks into the plan details, they can select their options here, $100 per month. And then here I have my basic plan details. And they're going to accept and sign this the same way that they would today. So again, we want to lock these customers in for life and generate that monthly recurring revenue. All right, so now that we've sold our service plan, let's take a look at service calls. All right, so I can filter by my client, priority, resource, and statuses. And let's jump right in. So here we are in my new service call. I'm going to search for my client and my project. I see that Nick is on a gold service plan. Now, the really nice thing about this is that you don't have to have a project to create a service call. We're finally here, guys. So I'm gonna report the issue here, update my service categories and fulfillment locations. How urgent is this service call? And then add it to my calendar. Select my time slots. I can also change these service windows here under settings. And I'm going to select my resources and save this service call. So we're only halfway there. Now we do need to look at the field user view. All right, so I'm going to jump into a different service call for, again, demonstration purposes. So here we are in our dashboard. I see today's tasks and my service call. I'm going to let Jacob know that I'm on my way. Text notification has been sent. And let's take a look at my service call details. So it looks like Jacob's son cracked the television screen with his skateboard. Can't repair that, so we're going to go ahead and replace that item. Start the clock and replace. So we're going to enter the original item details, so the TV that was damaged, display devices, Sony. I can enter my model number, location, add any images. Let's go next. Yep, this is the TV that I want to replace. It's going to pull it from either my catalog or the DTools library. Continue. Now we're going to enter the new product details, the TV that we want to replace it with, but we're going to go ahead and request this item from the office. Click into brands, model numbers, and etc. Let's request this item. This is the right one. Now the request has been sent. And let's continue. So I have my original item, the damaged one, and the one that I want to replace. And I'm going to continue. Do I want to add more items? No thanks. Let's just continue to our work summary. My work summary, I have the items that are replaced, repaired, and anything requested, the issue reported, any issues found, actions taken, any next steps, and then here I have my time. I'm going to click Finish. Am I finished with the service call? Sure, let's go ahead and generate the invoice. Here's my pricing summary. If my client isn't there, I can click the send invoice button, and it's going to allow our office to generate that invoice. Or if I'm right in front of Jacob, he can go ahead and accept and sign, pop in his information. Boom. We're going to select the payment method. Going to pay now. And we're finished with that service call. So we have a lot of exciting things coming. Again, these are just prototypes. So our roadmap is super aggressive, and our team is making changes all of the time.